Covo was founded in 2008 on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, and has pioneered the development of a cloud-based, mobile-enabled platform that allows our customers to integrate, control in real time their business data. Our platform is called WDesk, and inside WDesk you can integrate data irrespective of its format or location. We have what's called live linking technology, which then allows you to link that technology out to multiple output documents. This all sits on top of a data engine which allows anything from 2 to 2,000 people to work simultaneously on the output documents that are produced within our platform. We have proprietary spreadsheet, presentations, and Word type solutions built into the platform. So what do our customers use this for? They use this for streamlining their reporting processes, be that for financial or for extra financial data. Usually what they see as a benefit from that is increased quality in data, and also significant savings in terms of human resource and outright expense to produce their reports and documents, either externally facing or internally facing. As business solutions, we have solutions for sustainability reporting, risk, compliance, management reporting, and even enterprise risk management. As regards customers, we have 2,100 customers, just over 60% of the Fortune 500, 70% of the Fortune 100. What else could I tell you? That when it comes to our sustainability reporting platform, the heart of it is, as I mentioned to Eric just a little bit earlier, is our fact book. And through the fact book, very simply, data, no matter how you collect it, structured or unstructured, arrives into our proprietary workbooks, where it goes into the fact book, thank you, where it goes into the fact book, where you then have all of the reporting metrics that you need, sliced and diced as you wish them, and then through the engine then you produce them, publish them in whatever your internally or externally facing reports are. The reason why we're very excited to have our partnership with Urginet, which we announced during our conference just a couple of weeks ago, was that what we want to do, what we're now offering to our customers, is the possibility to have a manager at a company at a senior or more intermediate level to be able, in an automated fashion, to go from a meter at a facility, or meters at facilities, all the way to not just an internal dashboard where they can monitor performance, but also to their CDP submission, to their annual CSR report, to their DJSI, to any number of templates that they might have to fill out for requests for information from customers, to any number of other requests that they might have from other stakeholders groups, and all of that essentially to be done in a fully automated way. We're excited about it. I know that the market is very excited about it. It's been a real pleasure being here today, talking to you all, listening, thoroughly enjoyed the conference. That's Workiva in less than 4 minutes. For anybody who would like to see what the product actually concretely looks like, my colleague Bill Doyle is down here in the corner. Would be more than happy to set up a demonstration for you, and thank you all.
Great. Thank you, Francis.
Oops, that. Like speed dating on steroids.
Yes.
It's my name is Jerry Dolinsky, the CEO of Verse. Verse is a cloud-based software company. So maybe the best way in 4 minutes to talk about us is I'll walk you through 1, our vision as a company, 2, our mission, 3, the markets that we serve, and 4, the solutions that we bring to our customers. So our vision, which is a hairy, audacious goal, is to connect up every facility and asset in the world in our system. So that's the hairy, audacious goal. So on a mission side, so what are we doing in the near term? Very simple. We help our customers lower the cost of operating their facility. The byproduct of that, they're going to be a more sustainable company. So that's our mission, how we service our customers. So who are our customers? They fall into 3 different tiers. 1 are companies that their assets or their facilities are important to servicing their customers. So when you think about that, retail is a big market for us. The likes of the Krogers, the Walmarts of the world, convenience stores, as well as hospitalities and hotels. So those are individual companies that have lots of facilities, lots of critical assets underneath there. We're helping them make sure that they lower the cost and provide for a good customer experience. The second tier that we service from our customer base are the companies that are providing service to those same customers. So that may be ABC contractor, maybe a Source Refrigeration, or maybe an Otis Elevator that has 60,000 people around the world that is servicing our customers. The third pillar that we service is companies that are providing critical services or service to those facilities. So i.e. telecommunications as well as utilities. So if you look at our customer base, Florida Power and Light, Singapore Power, or maybe Frontier Communications. So that's our vision, that's our mission, how we're servicing, those are our customers. So what are our products, right? Our products is a platform that helps support that mission. That platform resides in 5 different solutions. The first one is automating the maintenance and the asset management. So that's facility maintenance management, asset management software. The second is demand side energy management. So that means taking energy feeds down in an asset level to curtail consumption. The third one is a sustainability offering. We have a carbon emission management software. We have refrigerant tracking, site compliance, all in a sustainability suite. The next 2 are really innovative and very popular with our customers is machine-to-machine remote monitoring. So in being able to capture telemetry data, machine-level data, in order to help them with their initiatives. And we're doing that in car washes, we're doing that in grocery stores, and refrigeration, HVAC, and lighting. And then finally is now that we have that whole facility, we're helping those service providers that are servicing those facilities, and therefore we're in the mobile workforce management. And that's optimizing your workforce dispatch and scheduling and performance management.
That's perfect.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. With Burton Energy Group.
Hi, everyone. Burton Energy Group is an independent energy management consulting company headquartered here in Atlanta, Georgia. Our tagline would be, we deliver energy ROI. We work with some great customers on a couple different ways. One, we have several clients where we are the energy management department. So they may be smaller companies, can't afford to have a full-time energy manager. So in that realm, we handle all aspects of data, setting budgets, buying supply, doing demand-side projects and priorities, so everything you would need in a full energy management department. We also augment several best-in-class energy management groups out there. So some great national clients, McDonald's, for example, Roy's one of our clients, Staples, others, Walgreens, that we've been able to find a niche in their program and help them, whether it be on the supply side or energy efficiency, best practices, energy audits, retro-commissioning work, sub-metering studies, anything that you would need to try to help make your program more effective and get better results. So we've been recognized for that. We won Energy Star Partner of the Year 2013 and 2014. So Gobi was also one of those winners. Congratulations to you guys. And just recently, in the Battle of the Buildings, Team Walgreens, which we helped a number of facilities, was in first place at mid-year for the interim results on achieving the largest energy consumption reductions across. So we gauge our success through our clients' success in that way. From a data perspective, we were one of the early clients of Urginet, have seen their growth and excited about what they're doing. From our standpoint, we work with all the bill payment providers and Urginet to get data to feed our systems. Started really with just spreadsheets and simple things, and through Jason's leadership have built a portal which was just first internal just to make us more effective, but then grew to be something that's starting to reach out to clients. And in a similar theme that I heard some of the others say, it's our vision that technology as a deliverable, does not create results. So in our case, the technology, the portal, is just a means to an end to deliver a solution, a demand-side solution to manage supply contracts. It starts with people, so you've got to find the right people, put them in the right place, and take the time to understand a client's organization and the incentives inside that organization to leverage then reporting and technology to create results. So if anyone ever read Freakonomics before, it's all about the incentives. If you find people's incentives. That is the key. Next is process. So you've got to have the right people in place, put the right processes in place. Someone mentioned the Energy Star process, ISO 50001, which I think started as a Georgia Tech management system for energy. Great places to start to put a process in place and understand how to couple the right things to deliver results. And then finally, technology, of course, is important. That's why we're here. Data, energy is a very data-intensive business. So finding that right technology from some innovative sub-metering systems to the emergence of more smart meter data coming from utilities, are assets that we leverage on behalf of our clients to help create results. So that's it. Thank you for the time.
All right, thanks, Mark.
I'm Mark Christensen with Covo. Covo is a total energy management company with a complex set of solutions designed really to help any company either build, maintain, or really enhance their existing energy management plan. And the key to that really is data. As everyone has talked about today, data is the foundation, and that is entirely correct for us as well. And the key component of that is managing utility expense. Utility expense, if you ask any CFO, it's going to be a top line item expense. And there's two ways to manage that. You can manage against the cost or you can manage against the consumption. So one of the key components that we operate under is our ability to streamline the bill pay process for our client base. What we have the opportunity to do is to consolidate hundreds of invoices into a single invoice for our client base, which allows them to really focus on making decisions, investigating items to impact that cost or even facility operations. We process about 1.5 million utility invoices a month, and we process roughly $20 billion in spend a year for our client base. We have about 900 clients, give or take, and we represent about 26% of the Fortune 500. So we are heavily ingrained in data on a day in and day out basis. We have a very detailed line item capture methodology, which captures every single data point from a utility invoice. But we also look to optimize that as well. Anytime you start talking about manually keying an invoice, I've seen the buttons, no manual data entry and things like that, there's ripe room for error. And so in partnership with companies like UrgeNet, whether it's using EDI feeds, whether it's OCR, we're looking to get the most accurate data as quickly as possible for our clients so they can make actionable decisions based on that. And so that's the foundation. Past that, we leverage that energy data in order to help on the supply side. So we also operate to have risk management plans in place, whether it's budget certainty, depending on whatever the client's tolerance is, whatever they're looking for, we'll make sure that they're in the supply contracts that they need to be in. But it goes well past that as well. We also get into the sustainability area. We're one of only a handful of companies that has CDP accredited software for reporting purposes. We have a comprehensive waste program that is keyed towards right sizing, zero waste. It's really whatever the appetite is for the client. It's a area where we can provide whatever level of expertise they actually need. In addition to that, we have a new web-based reporting software tool that integrates all of our solutions together. Marty will be speaking in a little bit. I think he may have snuck some screenshots in. He didn't ask for my approval, but we'll let that one slide today. And really, it brings all of it together. So you have a one-stop shop for all of your utility billing data, all of your supply data, all of your sustainability data. And we also operate on the facility optimization side as well. So we do have the ability to look into assets and help make actionable decisions in that arena as well. So at the end of the day, what we want is we want one area for anybody to be able to go, access all of that data, and we want it to be as accurate as possible. And that's Covo.
All right, thank you.
I founded the company in 1980 on the premise that it's foundational to get your arms around your utility bills. So I built a software company with that single purpose to help derive value from utility bills. It's maybe the more boring than some of the other technologies represented here. But we hear over and over again that organizations, they like the dashboards, they like the advanced analytics and modeling and interval data and all sorts of things that other companies have to offer, but they also need utility bill processing. They need utility bill data. It's very foundational, and I think EnergyCap software does that better than any other software out there because that's all we do. We're totally focused on building and supporting the best possible platform for an organization to track its own utility bills. And it's good coming after Covo because I wouldn't say that we really compete against Covo. Covo would be the 180-degree, maybe alter ego of EnergyCap, in that an organization that wants to outsource their bill processing because they don't want head count, they don't want to do it in-house, they take it to Covo. And I think that's a great solution. But there's a lot of organizations out there that don't want to outsource. Organizations like city governments, county governments, school districts, universities. They have some reasons why they want to process bills in-house. So we provide the software that allows them to do that very well and very effectively, either by manually keying bills or importing data electronically using UrgentNet or other providers. One way or another, we need to get the data into the system, and then we drive value out of it by process improvement, AP interface, measurement and verification of savings, accruals, benchmarking, budgeting, and that kind of thing. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm excited to be here today, and I have a few notes because actually over the course of the day today, I have been jotting down some questions. So first of all, I'm Priscilla Kakertz. I am the CEO of EnergyPrint, and we are a relatively new partner of UrgentNet. We specialize in aggregating utility data, which is a message, obviously, that this whole conference is about aggregating utility data. Part of what makes us a little bit different is that we will work with any utility anywhere regardless of their process. So UrgentNet is helping us automate about 50% of the utility data that we gather, and the rest of it we do the good old-fashioned way, talking to every utility and municipality, working with third-party processes and figuring out how we can actually help our customers get data without them having the administrative burden. So we do some analytics on that. We have a dashboard, but our primary go-to-market strategy is through partners, channel partners, and distribution, where they have solutions and services that you guys need for your buildings, need for your portfolios, but you need a back-end data administrator to actually get the data, aggregate the data, and validate the data. So I have a couple of questions for the room, and I promise I won't go over my 5 minutes. But as I was listening today, one of my questions is about the number of utilities. So there's about 4,000 energy utilities in the country. How many utility bill types do you guys think there are? How many think that there are more than 4,000 utility bill types from 4,000 utility providers? How many think there are less than 4,000? A handful. We actually estimate that there's about 10,000 based on our current experience. So that's a lot of utility bill data, and a lot of different templates and a lot of translation that has to be done of all of those utility types. How much engineering time or cost do you think goes into benchmarking a building if an engineer has to do it manually over the course of a year? Do you think it costs less than 1,000 or more than 1,000? Who says less than 1,000 to gather and input utility bill data? Who says more than 1,000? If I told you that we can do it for less than 1,000, would you be happy about that? So that's what we do. If you internally in your organization, you need access to utility data, you have people manually entering that data, gathering that data, we're going to automate it through services like UrgentNet, or we're going to manually enter it, validate it via very rigorous and strict protocols. We're going to integrate it with Energy Star. We're going to serve it up to you however you need it served up to you, including through applications that are not our own native applications. So we're really excited to be here, really happy to be a new partner with UrgentNet, and look forward to supporting this conference.
Business development for Interscape. We are a partner with UrgentNet, so we work to integrate the utility bill information that they provide into our real-time sub-metering and energy management software platform. It's a web-based platform, so we can bring in data from all over the world, which we're currently doing for a number of our clients. Sort of the big overarching goal of Interscape, in my opinion, is to increase the level of facility intelligence for our clients. So we're not limiting ourselves to just energy usage from utilities, water, gas, electric. While that's a big part of that picture, It's not the whole picture. So we're going to bring in information and data from a number of sources, a number of different data streams, such as environmental conditions like temperature and humidity, machine data, everything from noise level to air particulates, that sort of thing. And what we feel is that when you start layering those data streams on top of each other, you start creating these metrics that become more and more valuable. So that's one of the reasons that we're so excited to be a part of the UrgentNet team, because it gives us an additional financial level on top of the facility data that we've already been collecting. So we're happy to be here. We were here last year, and I remember walking away from the conference being very energized and encouraged by everything that we learned and everything that was presented. It's good for us. We're sort of the small fish in a big pond, but what we feel like we maybe lack in size, we make up for in customer service and flexibility. So thank you for having us. And if you're interested in more information, we've got a couple monitors set up out in the hall, and we'd be happy to talk to you. Thanks.
Tanya March, I'm the Vice President of Business Development for Invisi, and you can probably tell from the accent, I think I'm the token Australian in the room that you mentioned earlier this morning. Invisi is actually a business that's been in the space of providing energy and sustainability software, particularly around taking complex energy and sustainability data and distilling that into powerful insights for our clients. As an organisation, we're headquartered in Sydney. That said, we've had a presence here in North America for the last 3 to 4 years, both based on the East and West Coast. We're working with organisations and partners globally and across multiple industries ranging from manufacturing, financial services, retail, healthcare groups, large hospital groups, government, as well as universities and higher education institutions. We're probably capturing, our platforms being used by clients to capture between 450, 500, 550 different data types at any given time. And we're pulling in both utility meter data as well as sub-meter data, sensor data, and so on. It's interesting, when we first started, we were primarily selling to single stakeholders, being environmental sustainability or compliance risk management managers, because fundamentally I have to say we've been very successful in the space of energy and greenhouse gas reporting. We proudly sit in the Vedantics Leaders Quadrant and have done for the last few years. But primarily the platform's being used for reporting, and historically, particularly in compliance markets like Australia and the UK, for regulatory reporting, and certainly supporting global voluntary reporting frameworks like GRI, CDP, the DJSI and so on. But I guess what we're now certainly seeing, and certainly what's been the theme of the conference today, is clients now using our platform to move into energy management. And that's really around driving 2 areas, certainly addressing supply management and demand management. And supply management, of course, is mature in most markets, and a lot of our colleagues here are looking after that side of it for our organisations, our clients and other clients. But particularly in the demand management, a couple of areas around active management, day-to-day operational management, looking for that day-to-day operational savings, both from a low cost and a no cost, as well as then more in starting to see and more in a future area around optimisation. But with that is becoming a greater demand around data. So what was notoriously billing data for reporting, then our clients are now using our platform to pull in interval meter data, sub-meter data, sensor data, information from building automation systems and building management systems, plus weather data, business operational data, property attribute data, to really drive powerful insights. What we're seeing is what is really critical now is business intelligence and advanced data correlation to drive operational performance. An interesting case we have is where we're working with a large national bank, and they're wanting to understand, they're seeing their HVAC being used earlier in the day before the building's becoming inactive, and then certainly staying on a lot longer after staff have left. And they wanted to actually start to correlate staff hours to when HVAC was actually operating at maximum load. And so what we're now doing, apart from bringing in all that utility and meter data, is also now bringing in their security data. So they can start to look at how they can optimise energy efficiency around those fringe operating times of when branches are opening and closing. There's no question our clients and prospects we're talking to are going to be faced with a world of increasing data, and looking at other ways of using energy, no longer just purchasing from utility, but also things like on-site storage, distributed generation such as solar, participating in utility demand response programs. And with that comes a greater level of complexity around how they manage their performance. And for us, what we're supporting them with is around automating all that data, providing performance analytics to enable real-time decision-making, and providing information to multiple stakeholders across the organisation. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you.
You saw me before, so I'll keep it brief. We created a platform called Csuite. A couple of things I want to share about that. We built it strategically on Salesforce.com or their Force.com platform. A couple of reasons. There was a great point made in the Siemens breakout session where it sounded like the target hack actually came through the BMS system. Well, for us, we want to focus on the business logic of what we're trying to tell you, and that means I don't want to worry about the security. So we landed on one of the most stable and trusted platforms available in the cloud. Number two, our cost of development is quite low. We can drag and drop fields in the user interface. We can adapt to our customer needs. And it's really important for us because we found in the real estate industry, it's rapidly evolving what we want in terms of sustainability and what kind of fields and reporting we're going to need. So it needs to grow with us as things change. The other thing is, we want to have modular platform because we deal with all asset classes. So we have an owner who might own hospitality, retail, office, industrial, and the needs are quite different. One might want utility bill level reporting, that's sufficient. Another might want real-time metering, and we need to be able to consume that data. So we've built on a platform that gives real estate owners a great visibility across their entire portfolio at a kind of scalable and modular price point. So I appreciate the time you've been up here. You guys heard me before, so I'll keep it brief.
Customer experience at PlotWatt. And I'd like to start this afternoon with a confession. So don't judge me for this. Here we go. I am not a data guy. Don't throw anything. In fact, I'm a behavioral scientist. And so I'll tell you in a little while why this is important. So at PlotWatt, what we do is we monitor electricity use in real time by appliance. But what makes it really cool is that we do this in a very special way. We do this using a technique called non-intrusive load monitoring, which is a fancy word for electricity disaggregation, which in itself is another fancy word for basically saying all we do is install a smart meter in an electrical panel. It sends us the data, and then we use very sophisticated smart algorithms to parse the electrical signal and determine the exact electrical signal of each appliance. We call it a watt print, like a fingerprint, for example. And we know that a freezer looks like a freezer, and an HVAC looks like an HVAC, and a turbo oven looks like a turbo oven. And so we do this. We work with the residential sector through utility companies. We also work a lot with quick service restaurants, both with franchisees directly, with corporate, and also through utility companies who want to offer programs to their customers. And when we do this, we help people save energy in three distinct ways, or save money in three distinct ways, some of which have to do with electricity, some of which have nothing to do with electricity. So the first is we send people daily email messages with very actionable insights of ways to reduce their electricity consumption. And generally, we're helping them clean up some sort of sloppiness in the system, manage their peak, startup schedules, shutdown schedules, those kinds of things. The second thing we do is because we know the watt print or the distinct signature of each piece of equipment, as soon as it starts looking funny, we're able to let the store know. So for example, as soon as a freezer starts looking like a sick freezer or looks like a compressor is going to fail or something like that, we'll let you know. The third way is what we call protect the guest experience. So this is basically a way that we have figured out how to interpret the electricity signal to help protect revenue. So specifically things like we can see anytime an employee does something that uses electricity. So opening late, opening late, closing early, or perhaps, for example, at a Dunkin' Donuts running a side business, cooking extra donuts in the middle of the night, we can see that kind of stuff. finally, you guys had asked for thought leadership, and I'm not sure this is thought leadership, but I'll share with you an insight that we have come to at Plotwhat. So in Plotwhat, when we started, we were very focused on having the best data ever. And we have this kind of small army of PhD statisticians and mathematicians, and have really rigorous data. But we found that our quick service restaurant customers said, like, hey, that's great that you have really neat graphs, but like, just tell me what to do. And so we've really been focusing on actionable insights. But from there, we've really taken it a step further. And so this is why the behavioral science thing is important. Where we're focused now and we're leaning in hard is.
Great, thank you.
Last to go, so if the Academy Awards music starts at the end, if I run over, that's fine. I wanted to talk about a couple things. Steve mentioned earlier, Schneider Electric was actually started in 1836 as a company, and so I can't cover that in 4 minutes, but what I can cover is really what our group does specifically within Schneider Electric. Our group's called Energy and Sustainability Services, and it's really a small subset of the overall total employee population. There's 150,000 Schneider Electric employees across the world working on everything from industry to utilities to building management to data center management. And our group specifically focuses really in on the consulting and services and solutions components for energy, sustainability, and demand-side projects. And so what we do is we really partner with companies based on geographic location. So we've got global capabilities given our reach, headquartered in France overall from a Schneider corporate perspective, but a large presence here in North America, headquartered out of Louisville, Kentucky, formerly Summit Energy Services. So a very strong history in the supply side and understanding how companies want to buy energy, what risk appetites look like, what their interest in budget and data management and getting into the data and starting to do benchmarking. So we've really got a global presence, but with a really regional focus, and that's something that we really try to get across with everybody that we talk to. Schneider is a big name. Our group is almost like a startup within Schneider. Even though we've been around and had a couple acquisitions that have brought everything together, our group is really focused in on client management. So client management is a big part of our solutions. We bring a very high touch level of partnership to our clients, and it can really range in all the areas that we've talked about over the last day. Buzzwords like sustainability, buzzwords like supply. Well, within supply, you've got risk management, budget development, renewable energy focus. You've got a whole host of those types of services that go into each bucket within those key areas. And so we've got dedicated resources that focus on that in regional locations. So you could speak to somebody that has specific energy expertise for Georgia Power here in the Atlanta area, or you may be interested in finding out what the sustainability challenges are in Hong Kong, and we're able to pull that together really on a global basis, bring it in under one program, and make sure that it meeting goals and objectives of our clients. How we do that and report out on that is through Resource Advisor. Resource Advisor is our enterprise energy and sustainability reporting platform. We've invested a lot of money and time and effort into ensuring that the platform is extremely scalable, that it's interoperable, that it is agnostic in terms of being able to get at data. And from a reporting standpoint, we're also constantly looking to improve on the functionality that we offer. So it's been in production for 7 or 8 years at this point, very robust, 20,000 users globally, available in 14 different languages, and also always adding in different types of functionality, taking cost and usage data for maybe a basic example, rolling that into carbon emission reporting, rolling that into Energy Star, syncing up rebates and incentives, even doing scenario planning on the demand side. So very robust technology platform that we're continuing to invest in as Schneider Electric and part of that global solution. So happy to talk to anybody about any one of those things, digging in deeper, talking about the resources behind the scenes from the Schneider Electric side of things. If needed, I'll be outside later and would love to connect with everybody. So thank you.
Thank you.
Product manager for the Energy tool for Georgia Power Company. I want to tell you about the EnergyDirect.com tool, our couple enhancements that we got coming between now and the end of the year, talk about the goals of the rewrite, and just tell you 2 cool features that you can look out for. Energy Direct is a website for our commercial industrial business customers. It gives you round-the-clock access to your current and historical data. It's subscription-based. You can get daily, monthly, up to the last 30 minutes of hourly interval data. And after 11 years, we're updating the tool. We're going to call it Energy Direct 2.0. And the goals of the rewrite is to come to a brand new platform. It's got updated graphics. It's going to be faster, more reliable. And a couple cool features that I want to talk about for the rewrite is that we're going to have a data aggregation module where you can create a file with a click of a button and click and export it with a click.